It's 4:15 and I will start my presentation now about the possibility to create your own edition of eComStation or OS2 Warp. And I made the same presentation yesterday, and during that presentation I get some advice that I included in the updated version today. So this is a short summary what I'm going to talk about. So who am I? German, I'm married, I have 3 sons, I'm freelance tax consultant, so nothing related to computer. I'm using OS2 Warp since 1995. That was the time when I bought my first PC, and it was a preloaded with Warp 3. OS2 is hobby for me. I have unfortunately no programming skills. My special interest with OS2 is Update CD, the program what I'm talking about today, virtualization with OS2, netbooks and modern hardware. I made a presentation about this for Warpstock last year. It may be that someone have seen these YouTube videos I'm making from time to time. And my next project will be the OS2 movie, but this will take about 2 years, I guess, before I will have a result. So this will be a movie about the history of OS2 that will be distributed free, just that people can remember what was OS2. So how did I came to this update CD program? Why did I use it? In the beginning of the 2000 years, I was looking for a way to keep OS2 Warp 4 for me personal alive. The base operating system was published in 1996, and I was tired of manually updating everything after an installation. An example is fix specs, applications, drivers. And I was tired of starting installation from floppy disk. And from that time on, most computers came out without any floppy disk anymore. So installation of OS2 Warp was getting more and more complex. And at that time, I couldn't and I didn't want to buy these IBM software choice, this Merlin convenience package, or eComStation 1.0 that was released in 2001. This program, Update CD, I found it by accident in the internet, was written by Zsolt Kadar, an Hungarian programmer, and well, that leads me in the end in 2005 to the possibility to create a DVD, an installable OS2 DVD, with all the applications I want to have on it, all the drivers, without using floppy disks and so on. And yeah, it was really a nice time at that time to work with Zsolt together. Because of having no programming skills, I just had to ask him, well, I've got now this error message XY, and he fixed it as soon as possible. But unfortunately, he is not here this year. I met him only once in 2004 in what is Arnheim, or what was it? No? If you want to work with this Update CD program, you have 2 different choices. First, you can order the Warp Update Kit, is it called, via the internet homepage of Zsolt. And if you order this update kit, most of the helper applications you need and most of the files to fix the operating system are already included. And there's an installation script included in this Warp Update Kit that sets up the program itself. So you do not have to fix a lot of things. But to create DVDs, I had to set up the system manually, and that is what I'm trying to describe here. All the material, like the other presentations, you can download or get the handout CD Everything is there. Yeah. With the update CD zip file, there's a README file included, a very long README file in English, and this README file describes everything. There's every question listed and every answer you might search to set up the program, but as most users don't like to read long README files, and so do I. And at the end of the presentation, there's a links page where you can just click on the lines and get to the internet site where you can download the program and additional files. If you want to install Update CD and if you want to create a DVD, I recommend to have at least 15 GB of free space on the hard disk drive. Because first you need to collect all the files you want to put on the CD. Then you must have a burn directory where all the mixed up files are placed again. So you have a 4.5 and another 4.5. And in the third stage there will be ISO files created and they need additional 4.5 GB. So you are, with the 15 GB you are on the safe side. Installation is really easy. Just download this update CD 2.60 is the last big release, zip file and unzip it. Download the latest update, 2.61 is from 2007, in the same directory. Then, to make things much easier, to make life easier, you should install Super Virtual Floppy Disk from Daniela Engert. Because during the build process, the program creates disk images to boot from. And for building these disk images, you need this floppy drive. If you have a real floppy drive, you can use this as well, but it takes a lot more time to go through this process. From this program, you have to copy this file, this control file, to the update CD directory so that update CD is able to control the floppy disk program itself. Yeah. Next, you need CD Record 2 and DVD Exe and install them according to the installation script or the installation that is given there. You can use RSJ CD writer as well. I, for myself, had problems to use this with DVDs. The update CD program gives you the opportunity to choose between CD record and RSJ CD writer if you want to create a CD. But if you want to create a DVD, from the program interface only CD record is available, but I think there is a way to do it with RSG CD writer as well, but I'd never tried it because the other way was working for me. You have to install the ASPI root, this driver and the ASPI NIC driver. I don't know if it is enough if you only choose one of them, because CD record needs SCSI IDs from the burn drive, and if you have only IDE drives, they have no SCSI ID. And these ASPI router, I don't know technical how this is working.
ASPI root must be for CD record.
Yeah.
DAO can work also with ASPI root.
Aha.
So that's the minimum.
Thanks. Otherwise the CD record program will not find the burner. Once you have done this, you can start the install program from the program file directory, install command, and then a program object and a folder will be created on your desktop. And that once you started the program, it will look like this. Yeah. That is a program, and here you can choose what kind of OS2 Warp version you want to update. Warp 3, Warp 4, convenience package, Warp server for e-business, eComStation 1, 1.1, and if you choose 1.1, you as well can use 1.2 with the same script. You can change the program language itself from German, English, French, Hungarian for sure, and Russian. For me, it's better to have it in German. So. So that is what I just showed you, where to choose the OS2 version, where to set the program interface language. That is the part where you should test if virtual disk is working or not. If you have configured it right, then there is the right drive character here. If there's another one, then you just can go with the cursor there and change it according to the drive the operating system is giving you. Then you can click on insert and eject, and you can test it. And usually it is working. If virtual floppy disk is set up right, then this is working as well. Here's what I said before. You can choose between CD Record 2 and ASJ. For DVD, I recommend to choose CD Record, and you have to deselect floppy emulation. This is what we talked about ASCII root. Here the SCSI ID has to be given. You can find this in the CD Record program interface. And if you want to create a DVD, don't forget to check this box here. You can, it's free of your choice what kind of drivers you want to integrate in the boot floppy disk, in the boot floppy image. So you can say during boot time I want to have FAT32 support, or I want to have USB support. And you can even here, if you click here, it's a German one, but there's more. You can deselect Java and something like this. Or if you want to have additional SCSI drivers during boot, then just check the box plus SCSI. So you can create the DVD or CD if you want only a CD according to the system you have. If you know which kind of hardware is inside and you know the drivers, you have got the drivers, you can make a CD that is perfect for your system. This is the part where you have to select the path to the files that you downloaded and that you want to use. So the fixes here, updates, I will explain later what the difference is. The add-ons. Add-ons are if you want to add several programs to the installation DVD, that the installation of these programs can be used during installation. Then you have to place them as an add-on. So if one of the add-ons, for example, is Skype, the Snap driver, the eComStation 2.0 and I don't know 2.1, they already give the possibility to choose the Snap driver. But if you have an older OS2 version, you can insert them. So, yeah. While doing this, some people ask me, what is an update and what is a fix? How can I decide which is the right one? In the update CD, at the update CD homepage, there's a dear list zip file you can download. This dear list zip file includes every files you have to download or you have to use for the according OS2 version. So there's a dear list for Warp 3, Warp 4, Warp Connect, Warp Server e-business. An example, if you want to update Warp 4 to the latest 3 version, you can choose as a fix, you have to use fixpack 15, device driver fix 3, Java, and so on. And updates are the feature installer, updates for Java, MPTS, the Netscape communicator, and PMFAX Pro. The same for Warp 3, FixPack 40, Peer, Printerfix, TCP/IP, feature installer. So you have the base operating system at the latest free available level. eComStation 2.1, 1.2, 2.1 will come somewhere, sometime. Even you can update this, and I mailed to Zolt some time ago while preparing this presentation and asked him if the eComStation 2.0 will be supported, and he said yes, but first he has to wait the final version. So later on it might be possible to create your own eComStation 2.0 DVD with the favorite programs you want to have. What's really nice for the old OS2 versions, Warp 3, Warp 4, is that you can integrate additional network adapter drivers. You just have to place them in the update CD fixes, and this WR1 is an update to MPTS. You have to create their subdirectory add-ons, a subdirectory max, and then you place the files there, the driver files. And you can place there as much as possible as you have, as you want.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a button in MPTS that limits you to a certain number of drivers. And after that, well, I think it won't crash or something, but it simply won't detect the additional ones. So, well, if you try this and you don't find that, you remove others that you don't need.
Also, for for me, I did it this way, that I just copied the drivers from eComStation 2.0 to this max directory, and each and every driver was listed during installation and later. So I never had this, but maybe I didn't realize that there is such limitation.
So during installation of eComStation 2 or so, you will be asked before which hardware you have, because if they copy all files here, in case crashes or do not work afterwards. That's for sure you run into that if you speak too much, but they don't know the number. Maybe it is a problem because of the GUI object. The list only accepts 1024 entries, I think, and then it's finished.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a 1,000 entries. I think it's near 100 or 200. It's not a lot.
So, yeah, but this brings me to another point. Thank you. That unfortunately, GenMac drivers, you cannot integrate GenMac here in this stage. The same for the old Warp versions. You can integrate kernel fixes. This is the same structure, update CD fixes. This is XRYM is the German FixPack 15. Create a subdirectory add-ons and place the kernel files there. You can integrate SCSI files, SCSI drivers. They just have to be placed in update CD new inst in this directory, and they will be automatically integrated in the boot images. It may be that there is a limit as well, but I never reached such limit or had an error message. In the README file, you can get further information about here adding the bonus pack to eComStation, the old IBM bonus pack with voice type, or to the Merlin convenience package where that was cancelled as well. You can add SMP support for eComStation and as well for Warp 4. You can get the latest OpenGL version, I think it was 1.11. So there are a lot of more things that you can customize, but it would be too much to explain here, and I've never tried each and every. Add-ons. That is what I said before. You can create add-ons there. That means that you can integrate your own programs or drivers that can't be integrated in the normal installation procedure of Warp, like GenMac. You can create an add-on GenMac. That means that after installation, you can select this as an add-on, and that will pop up and say, well, I want to install there and there, please give me the files. And yeah, it's better to show you the example I made. This is how you go through these add-ons. The maximum amount of add-ons is 80. You can include 80 add-ons. If you have the Warp update kit, a lot of add-ons are already there. During installation, update CD creates this add-on directory and places a lot of subdirectories there. You have to place a program file in this add-on, and you have to place an install script there. And you need to modify this file, addons.cfg. This is the file that the installation program reads to know which add-ons do I have. And then during installation, a check-up box appears with these 80 entries, and you can check, I want to have this and this. And in case if you have programs like, that need Warp-in to be installed, update CD knows you have to check Warp-in before you can choose the other ones. Or it tells you, yeah, we want to install VFAT 16 driver, then it says you have to, you don't have to select FAT32 as well. So update CD gives you messages if you want to do something that collides with another. So an example, you want to add OpenOffice 3.11 to your OS2 DVD or eComStation DVD. You create a folder in the add-ons directory that had this, like this format, according to this. The number before is the number that sets the place where this program during the install process occurs in the graphical user interface. So the add-ons, these are 8 pages with each 10 programs, and this is number 3 on the 4th page. Yeah, you put the installation files there. Then, because I have no programming skills, even in RexX, you need RexX. Yeah, skills to write your own installation scripts. I just copy one from this is the directory from the Snapdriver, and modified it in the way I need it. So at least you have to modify that the program, the installation, this add-on ins command file knows where the program is and what kind of installation file it should start. If you can just you can open this very easily, the add-on its command files with the text editor. And if you open, for example, for Object Desktop, the add-on ins command, you will see that it's very long. So if you have skills in RexX, life would be much easier for you. I did it this way. Then you have to, in this add-on ins CFG file, you have to integrate this. I just copied one from the others that are already there, and according to the program I just changed product name and product version, and later on in this add-on installation GUI there will be the program name and the checkbox OpenOffice for OS2.
One question at that point. Can you define the drive where OpenOffice, for that example, is being installed to, or is installed to the boot drive?
Yeah, I think it should be possible, but because of having no programming skills, it's just, if you do it this way, that just the Warp-in process starts and the usual installation interface of OpenOffice starts. It is not a hidden process. For most of the other add-ons that are supplied by Sold-Kadar, these are hidden procedures. You will not see them. There's just like in the new eComStation install that the program says, well, I'm installing Firefox, Thunderbird. But for those I I personally integrate the usual program interface starts and said, yeah, this is OpenOffice, where do you want to install? But I think, bitte?
The other ones are installed to the boot directory.
Yeah, to the boot directory, to the programs folder. There is a programs folder that will be created, or I don't know if it is already there, but in this place, all of them. No? Yeah, feel free to modify, that's what I just said. So once you have finished this, so you are sure which version you have, which fixes and updates you want to include with which add-ons, you can, I call it mix up the new CD or DVD. You have to click the build button, and then the new updated OS2 will be placed in this update CD burn directory. The program during the build process looks like this. So it gives you a response. If the program always tells you what it is doing. And here you can see number of errors, number of warnings. At the end of the build process, you will get a message, you will see this later, where 2 errors occurred and 10 warnings. If you have errors, then you should stop here and try again, because errors usually lead to a not usable image. That's my experience. If you have warnings, I ignore warnings. Warnings are mostly because they say, well, you placed a lot of files here and I cannot use this and this and this file. But that doesn't matter for me. No. And on this laptop here, I have the build process takes up to 20-25 minutes. On older PCs, I have a Pentium 3 600 at home. It will take about an hour to mix up the new, depending on the amount of add-ons you have. Yeah, this is what I already said. And here, usually with all the add-ons and the CD, you will have an amount of about 1.6 gigabyte of files. So there's room left for you if you want to create a DVD. And I do it in the way that I just create a DVD folder and copy all the files I want to have as well. Programs that I cannot start as an add-on or drivers that I cannot integrate in the installation procedure. I copy all this in the DVD. I can show you. Because this here, so like fonts or additional internet programs, I copy them in this folder, but you are free to choose your own. And then I copy this folder in the burn directory. So. And once you finish that, then you have to start to press the burn button. The program interface will look like this. And then you have to click 3, make CD image file, and that leads to the ISO files. That starts make ISO file system. And because the DVD is so big, it makes several ISO files with a maximum of 1 gigabyte. That was the biggest problem while creating a DVD, was that there's a limit of 1 gigabyte for make ISO files on APFS files. And therefore, once we know that we have to use the split output here, in case you have a problem with this, the process ends with an error, then you can do it manually. You have to change to the make ISO file or to the CD record 2 directory and enter a command like this. And this is here, you have to change this according to your hard disk layout. For me, this H, but you can choose everything else. The disk images, the bootcat that this DVD will be bootable are included. A log file will be created. Yeah. Once the ISO files are created, yes, the next step is to burn. If you have an error while trying to burn the DVD, and that happens very often to me, I do it manually as well. Where this is the DVD DAO command, and then there's a SCSI ID 0, also 0, 1, 0, the speed, and this 5, this is a counter who says how many splitted ISO files I have. So if you have less because you have only 2 or 3 gigabyte, you have to change this to 3. You will see this in the folder where the ISO files are created. You just have to count them if you have to do it manually. On some PCs it just worked, on others it just worked manually. Yeah, and that's all. I was able to do the same with an eComStation installed in VirtualBox. So you do not have to have a native eComStation or OS2 installation, but I had problems because CD Record cannot see the drives, and cannot give a SCSI ID. So the burn process, you have to find a way to get the files out of the VirtualBox through network connection or through the shared folders option to Windows or Linux, what are you using, and burn it there. It may be possible to burn them with ASJ CD writer from the VirtualBox, but I never tried it. Yeah, no.
Same problem, because the virtualization won't show you the actual hardware. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm. And another problem is if you have, like I on this machine, there's no internal CD drive anymore. I have to use a USB one. And CD Record as well is not able to give a SCSI ID for this. But this might work with ASJ CD writer as well. I got this notice yesterday, so I will try this the next time this is working or not. Because I never heard before that ASJ is able to burn bootable DVDs.
I think the mechanism is pretty much the same as on the. Yeah, well, I guess it depends on what you're using.
Hmm.
I think well, the eComStation CD uses this memdisk mechanism.
Yep.
And I think RSJ is only able to use the floppy image. So that's probably not going to work. But I don't know. I think there's a version of CD Record out there that is able to access USB CD writers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where that is available. Maybe at Ops, or maybe yeah. I think DVD created something like this, I think. But I'm not completely sure. I never tried that myself because I don't have it.
Yeah, we'll give it a try.
It might be possible.
So with this here, you choose between the two possibilities to make bootable floppy drives. If you check this, you will have the floppy images, and if you deselect it, you will have the memdisk procedure. And for DVD, memdisk is recommended. And it's really, yeah, for me, it was really funny because after 10 years from buying Warp 4, then I had 10 years later in 2006, I had a DVD with everything, and it was actual. And that worked pretty well for me. So, warte mal, jetzt bin ich. Yeah, and this is the links page where you can get all the files from Zolt or from Hopes, the virtual floppy, disk driver, DVD DAO, audio CD creator. Yeah, and that's all. Feel free to try your own version of it. But it took a lot of trial and error for me to come to this stage. And still I do have some not usable images or DVDs after burning. But once you have one with all the software you need, you do not need all the other CDs anymore.